essentially, we are going to listen to the experience of a man who has been everywhere, a man who has seen the entertainment business, a man who has conquered also in this business. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, put your hands together for Mr. T. Mac.
You know what's up?
My dear colleagues, I'm going to make it a very short speech because we already have spent quite some time, 3 minutes. Professionalism. If you have a Qatar and you have the money to hire a plane to go to Germany to treat your Qatar, it's not because you go to Germany because you love the Germans, because you believe that those doctors are professionals, isn't it? If you steal enough money that you can build a huge mansion, you don't go to Okoro and Company to build it, you go to Julius Berger, or you go to Borino Bruno to build your house, because you believe they are professionals. Which means there's a certain value on that word that we believe those are professionals. We trust them. If we have the money, we do so. Now the same thing is in show business. If you decide that you love music and you want to be a professional musician, there's a difference between a professional musician and an amateur musician or a person who loves music. The professional musician says this is a profession where you must be educated. Music school, you learn how to read and write, you learn how to perform, to play your instrument or use your voice professionally. And the difference is that a professional musician anywhere in the world speaks the same language. You may not be aware, but in fact, music was discovered in Africa roughly 3000 BC in a school of Luxor in Egypt. The 12 half notes, full notes were discovered. When Alexander the Great of Macedonian invaded with his crooked teacher Aristoteles, they stole all the information about... They stole the information... They stole the information and took it to Greece. And that's why in music we talk about octava, tetrachord, all those Greek names. But music came from Africa. Now, let's ask the question, but why have we lost the polyphonetic system of music? Polyphonetic means beginning, middle and end, rhythm, melody and harmonies. We have become much more back into just the percussive way. Music has gone to a 5-tone level, very monotonous in Africa, because of circumstances and because of poverty. But now, where the young people watch MTV, everybody has a record player, everybody has a CD player, and we listen to international music, means we have something to compare to. That means if any one of us goes into the studio and spends 50,000 naira to do a CD, he just wastes his time. Because you cannot compete with your 50,000 naira CD to the world market where we spend 10, 20 million naira to do a CD. Where you spend 6-8 months mixing, where Michael Jackson spends 5 years. What's the blind singer name? Stevie Wonder spent 10 years doing his last album. I just spent 2.5 years doing my new CD. When you want to compete in the professional market, you must have the same level, which means the artist involved must listen, must know and compare. I'm sure some of you watched that West African Idols, and you saw hundreds of jokers going there. They couldn't sing, they couldn't do nothing, and they were all convinced they were great. Why? It has to do with the ego. I have met boys who come to my office or my house with CDs which are so terrible that I feel sorry for them, but they are convinced that it is the greatest and latest thing in the world. Why? They don't compare. Now, how can you compare? Only through one way. You must have a teacher. Anybody who wants to start music and wants to be professional must attach itself to a teacher, to somebody professional. Because the professional teacher can lead you onto that level, and that professional teacher can tell you it is 3 to 5 hours a day of rehearsals for 20 years until you become a professional. When you finish a music academy at the age of 23 or 25, you are just a beginner. I spent 12 years studying music, from the flute to philharmonic composition. And when I finished at the age of 22, I was just a beginner. The rest was the life experience, making me a professional in playing thousands of concerts as second flute player in a philharmonic orchestra, in playing with bands, Afro Collection, Tima's Collection, around the country, around the world for years. And that routine, that regularity, that discipline makes you a professional. When you're a professional musician, everybody around you will know you're professional, because you open your mouth and you sing a note and they know it's a professional. And never mind you pick up your keyboard or me, my flute, few notes and people know I know what I'm doing. It's because you have paid your dues. So my advice, and the last of my speech now, is professionalism must be introduced into Nigeria. We have very few professionals, and the few professionals are out there. Let me mention some. Shirley Bassey. I worked with her for 1.5 years together. She is maybe the most professional singer Nigeria has produced. Who of you know Shirley Bassey? Shirley Bassey is from Calabar, and she sang Diamonds Are Forever. She sang Goldfinger. She's a Nigerian. Sade, well, she hit the trend. She's a professional. She may not be the greatest singer. Seal, etc. The professionals don't stay here because we don't have a professional industry yet. It's up to Biman, the jazz club, the music club. It's organizations who can foster and help the industry to get to that professional level. Because as I said before, music, show business is the second biggest industry in the world after the armament industry. It's bigger than the oil industry, but not in Nigeria. Maybe you may say, well, why not in Nigeria? Show business is also a reflection of the health of an economy. Show business is a reflection of the health of an economy. Nigeria is broke. That's why show business is broke. When you don't have money, when you spend your whole money paying for your rent and your food, you have no money to buy CDs at the legal price. You don't have money to go to shows because you are surviving. Any country on this planet Earth where there's a buoyant economy, there's a buoyant show business. Any country where show business is dead means the economy is dead. So we can only pray that we'll have good leaders after this election to lead us into a prosperous couple of years, and you will see show business will be as it was in the 70s and in the 80s, where we were all doing well. Isn't it so? Your record production company was doing well, my band was doing well, everybody was comfortable because the economy was comfortable. But we cannot just wait for the economy to become good again. We must do the homework now and foster and train young musicians to become professionals. So when the money is back in town, we can exploit that money. We can make something out of it. And the idea of bringing in the banquet today was a great idea. I hope they've got a little bit our message, how to approach it. Because you see, we have one problem of country. Thank God he's not here anymore. We have no banks in Nigeria. We have no banks. These are money lending, money laundering, etc. units. They are not interested to do something. If you look at the balance sheet of Zenith Bank, they declare quarterly 23 billion, and look at the balance sheet, it shows zero bad debts. Every bank in the world has bad debts except in Nigeria, because before they lend you money, 100 million, they will take 400 million collateral. If you default, they sell it and they make 200 million out of it, so they never have bad debts. And that's not good business, because bad debts can be written off on your tax. Yes. So there's nothing wrong with a bank losing for some musician 100 million there's nothing wrong, they can deduct it from the tax. Yes. So do you understand what I'm saying? They are users because they don't realize that you make so much profit. Let's lose something and further the art and culture. That's why I was saying, if we can make a big show, present some new talents, and show them that there is talent, get and come and lose some money. Thank you. Thank you.
If I may ask you, how often do this club vary?
Yes, Mr. Tima, you cannot go like that. You want to ask one or two questions, maybe one. Okay, we'll take one question. Because he has to rush somewhere to another appointment.
How often should this club meet?
Oh, you have given your email address, you can just send us emails.
Okay.
Everybody has an email
And
address.
telephone number.
Yes, yes.
And let's be here. Let's bring our friends and colleagues and let's make
Monthly,
something out
monthly,
of it.
sorry? Monthly.
Well, we have to sit down and
Walk down.
Let's make it evening and weekends.
Okay. So Mr. Timak has asked that he has to meet another opponent, and but thank God we have the president of the BIMAN here, Engineer Turek is here with us, and